Each psychologist has varied ways of describing what personality is. Each of them also have their own ways to study it. Personality is our own characteristic way of acting, thinking, and feeling. It's unique to each person, and no two are exactly the same. So essentially, personality is a combination of different traits, which are specific characteristics of personality, all bundled together into one big form. How is something such as traits and personality, something that makes someone up but is not a physical thing, how is that to be measured? There are many different ways to assess traits and therefore to assess personalities. One of those ways is through personality inventories, which can be long or extensive questionnaires that allow a person to self report um, how they perform based on different criterion. These personality inventories allow people to report on several different traits at once and allow for psychologists to get a encompassed view of their different personality traits all in one test. Today, psychologists use what is known as the Big Five. The Big Five is a set of personality factors, and they're able to be used to basically entail or get an encompassed view of someone's entire personality. Instead of just looking to see if someone is extroverted or introverted, the Big Five allows psychologists to examine different aspects of someone's personality. The five personality factors within the Big Five consist of that of agreeableness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, which is to say someone is stable or unstable, or that of openness, and even extroversion. The reason why psychologists like to use the Big Five for examining personality traits is the fact that it basically applies to every test that has been conducted around the world. These five characteristics or personality traits have been generally found in other tests conducted around the world. The reason why psychologists like to use the Big Five as a method for examining personality traits is the fact that the Big Five test actually aligns with a lot of other tests that have been conducted regarding personality traits. Other personality tests are conducted, people usually describe other people or themselves using the same terms that are encompassed in the Big Five personality test. So essentially, psychologists like to use this test instead because it already encompasses um, all the major personality traits that are used to describe someone's personality. How do they do this? They do this through a self report inventory, which basically allows the people who are taking the test to take a questionnaire or a simple test that has a series of questions in which they're able to respond. And basically, they're able to choose answers specific to them. Self report inventories, which is the method used, usually can be administered in front of an instructor. Self-report inventories can be administered in front of an investigator or alone, and usually they ask very specific questions pertaining to one's personality or interests or the like. The Big Five is an example of a self-report inventory. And for the first photographic example on the poster, there is a picture of an example test of a self-report inventory. And basically it's set up in a way where it asks you a set of questions or gives you a set of options, like on there, in which it asks you, for instance, are you the life of the party? And you'll scale this on a given scale that the test gives you. And basically, after you answer all these questions, psychologists are able to examine and predict your type of personality based on the information you give. The Big Five personality tests and traits allow for the prediction of behavior. They also apply to a wide range of social cultures. The second visual example is a table that basically covers the five factors, or the five big factors, are conscientiousness, um, agreeableness, neuroticism, openness, and extroversion. And basically, it's set up on a scale in which you can select, are you more towards this direction when it comes to a specific trait, or you're more towards the other direction when it comes to this specific trait. And this is how psychologists set up their tests, as they usually give questions pertaining to these different personality factors, and basically they will either lean more towards one direction or more towards the other direction when it comes to the specific question in itself. And this table basically describes um, the scale in which they're asking the questions. Essentially, the Big Five allows psychologists to quickly and extensively analyze someone's personality all in one test using a series of 5 factors that apply to basically everyone. So the Big Five test allows psychologists to study personality and apply it to various factors.